Hello, folks. We are back again on Ghana Agri TV on your #1 channel, YouTube. As we usually do, we go rounds around the country to have a fruitful and rich conversations within the agriculture space, where we bring you exclusive interviews with industrial players, those who are doing something unique in the space, and then also coming out with innovative solutions in addressing our problem within the agriculture sector. Tonight, wherever you're watching me from, I have come to one of the biggest poultry sites in the country. And do you know where the location is? It's in Bekwai municipality, Bekwai Abesua. That is where I'm taking you to. 25-acre land. Is that the case?
Right.
So 25-acre land, hosting about 20 beds, 20 houses, accommodating 200,000 beds. Is that not surprising to you as a Ghanaian who is doing such a great and a giant business in the country? Today, we are here at A2 Farms Limited, A2 Farms, and we have A2 Agro Limited, A2 Agro Allied Limited, and then A2 Farms. This man, his name is Adofo, Adarkwa'S. He's an industrialist and industrialist, putting up a huge investment at Kasi that is doing soya production and soya storage. And here is Abesua, where we have 250,000 beds. Well, let me have a conversation with the manager who is managing the 250,000 bed capacity here in our mix. Good afternoon, my brother.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, and you?
By grace, I'm doing good.
Very well. I'm so happy or excited coming to your facility and seeing the huge investment that you people have made. Let me first of all ask you, Mr. Patrick Ruby, what necessitated or what influenced your decision to venture into the poultry production? There are so many disciplines you can go, but you decide to do otherwise. Can you share with our viewers the first impression, the first idea? How did you go about it?
Okay, thank you so much. And I'll say hello to your cherished viewers. Let me say you're all welcome to A2 Farms, Bekwai, precisely Abesua.
All right.
A2 Farms is a young farm that is doing massively well. And also we have two branches, one at Dumasa, and then currently we are at A2 Farms, Abesua. So in the question that you just asked, that what actually influenced us, what really necessitated that we go into farming, looking at a branch or the distillery level of poultry. You know, with time, the visioneer or the pathfinder, or let me say the one whom his shoulders will lean on, that is my director, the chairman, the CEO, Mr. Adofo, realized that poultry industry, in as much as it needs huge capital to run such, a facility or such, farming branch, it was also a problem that the number of imported meat,
yes,
when it comes to
frozen
chicken was extremely massive.
All right.
And if you are looking at the numbers, it's quite crazy. But here's the case that we are sometimes trumpeting locally made stuff, or we doing things on our own soil. So he also took it upon himself to bridge that gap, but trying to also look at the poultry space, starting from the layers, the chick to the layer stage, and also the broilers. So behind me you see our broilers that is almost 2 weeks old.
Oh, beautiful. So how many are they?
That's almost 2,000 beds
that
we have here at the moment.
All right.
So the reason why my director, the CEO, ventured into this space is to ensure that we can close that gap that we are facing, even though in as much as it's a capital intensive, he was also looking at bringing jobs to the youngsters who have graduated from the universities, and even sometimes people having masters going on their own tangent of being their own self-employed. So one of the ways to also bridge that gap was to bring such a huge facility. And here we have 25-acre land doing almost 250,000 beds to set the record straight. So the main agenda on board was to close that gap and also make poultry feed available and become more in terms of the price, so that people can patronize feed, because feed is one of the main factor or center stage when it comes to poultry industry, and it's killing a lot of farmers, because if you don't have a capital, you cannot go into such a industry.
All right, before we zoom in proper into the conversation, may we know who is Mr. Adofo Adarkwa? Who is he?
Okay. Mr. Adarkwa, our father, our pace setter, our pathfinder, our trailblazer, is a very young nobleman, very humble, and is an industrialist. He's a businessman, very down to earth. One of his virtues or charisma that many love him is that if we do not tell you that that is the man, it will be very difficult for you to identify him, because he moves and runs the show like normal person. So Mr. Adofo Adarkwa is a very humble man who has also opened a lot of businesses in Ghana and has created more jobs for people. If my memory serves me right, he is having more than 5,000 workers across the country.
5,000 workers?
Yes, across the country, yes. Looking at even from aluminium, looking at mortgages, looking at poultry, looking at feed. So there are a lot of things that this man is doing, and he's doing marvelously well when it comes to the poultry space.
Is he a Ghanaian man?
He's a Ghanaian man who comes from Kwamai, which is Bekwai municipality. He's a Ghanaian man.
All right.
Yeah.
Born and bred in Kumasi or
Obviously.
outside Kumasi?
Born and bred in Kumasi here in Bekwai.
So has he traveled outside the country? Has he lived outside Ghana
By
before?
God's grace, he has traveled outside the country, but he has not gone there to stay in for more than a year. He's always on the soil of Ghana, doing more and creating jobs, helping the needy, the poor, the orphan, the privileged to get a better position in life.
So is someone financing him to do this job, or he has all the resources at his disposal? That's why he's into it.
Oh, I would say the resources at his disposal, he plunged them into businesses that has also raked in some significant, profit. And through such, returns, he has also sought other banks to, widen the capital well to even bring all these businesses on board. And obviously, like he said, he single-handedly worked on all these things aside banks that he's working with.
All right, let's go into the conversation now. When did this actual farm started, the poultry industry?
Okay, somewhere late part of 2021.
2021.
That A2 farm started.
Wow, so almost 5 years or 6 years.
Almost 5 years now. Yeah.
And he started at once, or he started on a low tone and then he has gotten to this level?
Okay, Mr. Adolf started on a battery cage level, which has to do with sophisticated machines.
Okay.
And he started with almost 50,000 beds.
50,000 at the start?
Yes, please.
Wow, I see.
So when he started, it wasn't rosary, it wasn't easy, though we had our own challenges day to day as we were working on the best. So eventually, a time came that he needed to, rent everything down and go for deep later, which also brought out a lot of penthouses and rooms, whereby now we are having over 107 pens, hosting almost 250,000 beds.
Wow.
And currently, as you can see for yourself, we are trying to come into the cage system again, but on our new farms, which is at Adofo, we are having 200,000 beds on the battery cage system, and they're also doing very well.
So approximately you are almost having 500,000 beds at a go.
Obviously, by close of next month, we'll be having 500,000 going.
By the close of next month, you'll be having 500,000 beds?
Yes, please, yeah.
All in Ashanti region?
All in Ashanti region.
Wow. And how do you get the beds? Do you buy them, or do you produce them, breed them here, or you import the beds?
Okay. From inception, I would say we do buy, that is import from Belgium into Ghana, though we have bought some also locally from Ghana, and currently even behind us for our broilers, we bought it from Côte d'Ivoire.
You bought the broilers from Côte d'Ivoire?
From Côte d'Ivoire.
Whose farm is that? Topman Farms or who?
Yeah, I think Topman Farms.
Topman Farm is a Ghanaian, and he relocated to Adarkwa'S because of cost of production.
That's it. That's it. It's not easy at all doing business sometimes on such a large scale. It's not easy at all. But by God's grace, so far so good.
So, do you have any difficulties in getting the ODO checks?
Actually, for now, because of the exposure, the experience, let me say we are on top of our game in terms of buying the chicks from Belgium.
So how many days does it take to import DO chicks from Belgium to Ghana and precise to this location?
Okay, let me say roughly within a month or two, subject to how we project, we do the payment, we plan towards it. We also need to do proper biosecurity measures, do cleaning and stuff to make the place ready for the birds to be hosted in here.
Is it that we Ghanaians are not, or we don't have the capacity to produce enough DO chicks to feed the growing poultry production, or you people are looking at the quality wise? That is why you decided to go to Belgium and import from Belgium to Ghana. Okay. Isn't that you are building Belgium's economy for them at the expense of we?
Oh, okay. We are not building for them. Though the scope, or let me say the territory when it comes to agriculture or even poultry as the business or the core business is very broad, and the chain itself is very broad as well.
All right.
So we're also looking at, he's a businessman in as much as he loves, or the passion that drives him to go into this business is very key and very paramount, because if you don't have the passion to drive, your money alone cannot make you get to this far, because you have a lot of ups and downs. Today you wake up and let's say 100 birds are gone, they could be out of trauma, whatever it is. So we're going for the best from Belgium. We also want to look at quality as well, to ensure that we are giving Ghanaians the best, because A2 Farms is where quality begins. And we are doing well to ensure that excellency is something that will be our hallmark. So I would say that we are doing well on that.
So constructively, if we compare that of the local old chicks you purchase here and that we imported from the Belgium, comparatively, which one is doing well for you?
Comparatively, we say the one we purchased outside will be doing more than what we purchased here. But it also has to do with your management style, how you are using the poultry knowledge to take care of the birds, right from chick stage, when they come as a pre-starter, as a starter, as grower, all those processes, the vaccination, the biosecurity, light system, being sensitive to the birds. So it has to do with veterinaries coming on board, nutrition. So it's a very broad thing that if all these things are not properly put in check and in place, you will not be able to rake in as you're expecting, and you will not get what you really want to achieve. Because at the end of the day, you must also sell the birds and the eggs at a rate that will not make your eggs perishable and will not make your birds lose their lives.
Since we are the foundation base, that is the DO chicks, I want to know, what can we do to improve the Ghanaian one so that we may limit the importation of DO chicks from Belgium, Holland, Brazil, and the US of A?
Oh, okay. With the day-old chicks, I would say in Ghana we don't have many breeders, or let me say businesses that have ventured into the
breeding of day-old chicks for
the
us.
hatchery stage. Let me put it that way.
Hatchery, all right.
We don't have so many of them, though we have one or two. And looking at sometimes the turnaround time, even if you place an order, the turnaround time is a factor. Two, the quality assurance too is something we need to look at as well. And three, the required composition or things that you are looking out for in terms of doing the delivery. If it doesn't meet what you are looking for, you eventually suffer at the end of the day. And we encountered one as well. So sometimes looking at all that, we also look at it from importing outside. Though it's one of the vision from Mr. Adofo to bring hatchery on board, and even we will have abattoir whereby we can do the process of even ready chicken to be sold to schools, to market, hotels, and even it will be like a tourist attraction whereby when you come in, you can have a chicken kebab, you go for tour and all that. So the vision is very broad, but as I'm saying, the chain of poultry is very big to the extent that it's a stage-by-stage approach. Other than that, you collapse along the way.
Okay, we won't collapse along the line. Let's see if based on the information that you've given us, you have 250,000 birds. Can you take us through the stages, how you brought them in, to what period before you start feeding them? Is it that the day that you bring in, they start eat, or you start feeding them, or how many days?
Okay. So when we bring them in from day one, we feed the birds with a 1-1 pre-starter, which is locally made from A2 Agro Allied, which is located at Kasi.
All right.
So they feed A2 farms with feed.
Okay.
So from day one, which is 0 day to 2 weeks, they will be on the 1-1 pre-starter. And the day proceeding from the 2 weeks, they also start with the starter layer. So that one too is coming from Kasi, which is Agro Allied.
Right.
We feed them with that for almost 5 weeks. So after 5 weeks, on 5% of the, after the 5 weeks, then we take them to grower.
All right.
So from the grower, they will eat the grower till 15 week or 16 week. So when they start to also lay, we start with the layer 1, whereby after 5%, we then lead them to another percentage of the best count. Then we move to layer 2, which is on the 55 weeks upwards.
So the maturity stage is when?
The maturity stage, I think from 60 or 55,
50.
then I think they are maturing too. In terms of, are you making reference to when you want to lay them off?
No, not like when they
whereby they have gotten to their peak.
Yeah.
So from 55 to 65, I think they have done something significant.
All right. So in that sense, if you are to feed them within that period before they will start laying, how do you take care of the cost aspect of it? How much does it cost to take care of that 250,000 birds until they will start laying? Okay,
so the reason why we do change the feed as and when they are growing is also has to do with the composition of the feed, because as they grow, at every point of their life, the stage in which they are is determined by the kind of feed composition or ingredients. So the reason is, as they grow, we will change. As they grow, we will change, and we have pegged it upon the weeks. That is why when they are after 55, we then move to layer 2.
Layer 2. So, can we know the cost component as along the line? Before
roughly per bag, you will buy a bag of let's say 30 kg or let's say 50 kg around 300 to 350. Yeah.
All right, I'm having a conversation with Mr. Patrick Brobe. He happens to be the manager for A2 Farms here at Bekwai, Abiswa. and he's taking us through the stages and process. Now, let's see ourselves. If I am a starter and I want to go into poultry production, what and what should I look out for before I will, step in? Is it that I have the capital, so I have to can come in and do it, or I have to do a proper feasibility studies before I can properly step into the production of poultry?
Okay, so what I would say on that question is, fine, as a businessman, or let me say poultry in its entirety, it all has to do with the capital. So the capital must be ready, and also some level of passion for the kind of business you want to venture, because that passion will drive you to, combat days that are bad and also to keep going days that are good. And you must also look at the location or the site, because biosecurity is one of the fulcrum that if you compromise or if you don't give too much attention to biosecurity, you might wake up one day and everything is gone.
Wow.
So biosecurity is very necessary. So you need to site a place that there is less noise, less human interference, and also you also invest in the human capital, which has to do with your veterinary people, the nutritionist people, biosecurity as well, and then the human beings that will take care of the day-to-day operational activities.
All right.
But the truth is that it's a capital-intensive business. But when you start to rake in when production is good, you will make ends meet. Yeah.
So looking at this structure, how much does it cost you to set up that structure per one?
Really, per one, not less than 90,000, even for a room.
For a room?
Yeah, not less than 90,000.
Before you buy this,
you buy the drinkers, the feeders, looking at the lights, pipes, water situation. It's really a huge sum of money.
A huge sums of money.
Yeah.
All right. So in that vein, if I may ask you, now you're having 250,000 birds.
Yes,
how do you
please.
take care of all of them?
So how we take care of them, that we have employed people that manages the beds. And over here we are having no less than 125 staff.
125 staff?
Yes, please.
Oh,
and 25 of them are ladies taking care of the cleaning and the sorting of the eggs. And the remaining, we have offloaders, we have those who are at the kitchen, those who are also in pen by pen. We have supervisors, and we have also tiered in batches as well. And then we have management level where I am championing as the general manager. Mm-hmm. So the staff strength is something that is also comes as a cost as well. And we are even being fed twice a day. We are giving a lot of sanitary staff to also take care of us as well. So
we accommodate. Do you accommodate all the men in this house? Or
90% of the staff who are men are residents at A2 farms, but the women are all outside.
What's the reason?
Oh, the reason is just to ensure there won't be any
crisscrossing.
Sure,
to cause any harm.
To cause any harm.
All right. Okay. In that sense, now you have 250,000. How many eggs are you able to collect in a day, assuming that they are able to eat to their satisfactory level?
Okay. So currently we are even having early birds, I would say chicks that are still in the brooding stage.
Okay.
But on average, those birds that are at the laying stage, we are doing like 3,500 crates.
Per day?
Per day,
wow.
Which has to do with almost, let's say, 115,000 pieces of eggs.
115,000 pieces of eggs.
Yes, please.
Right. So how do you sell the eggs?
The selling, we have sales outlets.
Oh, okay.
We have one at Takoradi, Bantama, Bekwai. Currently, we have opened Accra, and we are hoping to add other places in Kumasi to beef up our sales sector. We also have wholesalers or retailers that do visit all these sales outlets to pick eggs from us. And we are still praying for more customers because of the vision that our CEO has. Now he's looking at 500,000 birds capacity by close of this year, which is not a joke. So if you don't get buyers or people who are going to buy, it's going to be an issue.
All
so
right.
through your medium, through your channel, we pray that people will hear us and then buy more from us.
Buy more from you. So have you encountered any difficulties in selling off the egg after production, and has it been a bearing or cost to the organization?
Yeah, our colleagues in the industry, some have encountered that. And this year, this month, we have encountered some challenge in terms of stockpilation. But we are also doing very well to increase the sales and do a lot of sales discount by bringing the price down so that we can clear
What do you
our
think
stock.
might have caused the slow sales of
Actually,
egg of late? Is it because of,
some of the factors has to do with the safer rates which
what has
went
safer
down.
got to do with sales of egg?
You
do
know-
you spot the eggs or?
We do not, but the Bono Ahafo as a region or hub is also a place where farming activities goes on there a lot.
That is a
and
hub of-
poultry too is not a joke there.
Yeah.
And they do send most of their eggs produce
To Kumasi.
to Cote d'Ivoire
Cote d'Ivoire.
and Burkina.
Oh,
so
okay.
once their money, power, or value drops, they are all also now driving their produce inside Ghana to sell. So now they also reduce the price significantly. So if your price is something above this a little, your customers are likely to divert to where the goods are cheaper.
Is it that our level of consumption is very low in the country in terms of egg?
I would say somehow yes. I would say somehow
have
yes.
have you in any way do some kind of need an
study.
assessment to see why Ghanaians perhaps don't like eggs and what we can do to change that mind?
Okay. It's not like we don't like the eggs, but when schools are on recess, like the university, secondaries, when they go home to, have some holiday or rest, consumption of eggs drops significantly, which also will affect those that are running the business on a large scale, like A2 farms. So it's one of the costs that we are also, facing. Because sometimes there are a lot of situations.
Since you are on the large scale and you intend to do everything, is there a way perhaps you can also add value to the egg so that in case if, in quote, unforeseen circumstances happen, you can turn it into a product and sell it off to the market?
Yeah, it's one of the things we are also looking at. Even I think there is another level of egg conversion into a powdery form.
Yeah.
So that when you're ready to use,
You
you
can take it
are easy
up.
to go. But it's not it's not. Let me say, it's not even too much common and known. But it's one of the things our director is looking at doing currently, and also price reduction to ensure that we can also beat the consumption or consumers' expectation.
All right, so now you have 125 workers and everything is going on well for them. How do you rate their performance? Are they committed to help the company growth, or
Yes, please.
they are doing some, like I said,
I would say they are doing their very best and they are committed to work. Though humans, when there's no discipline, you see all kinds of devious means of working. But once there are structures in place, they are doing a better delivery for service and for production to move.
So before we take leave of you, can you take us through some of the feed that's A2 is coming out with or is producing to help reduce and minimize the pressure on poultry farmers in the country?
Oh, okay. So currently our first feed that every poultry farmer needs is the A2 Owawa. Yeah, that is right here before us. That's the Owawa pre-starter.
Okay,
So
so
you
this
need
is the package.
you need the Owawa pre-starter to feed the birds for at least 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
And after Owawa pre-starter, you move to starter. That is the layer starter for the birds to also move from their stage, because as they are growing, the feed, the ingredients, the potency of the ingredients changes and then it increases. So from the Wawa you go to the starter. From starter you go to grower. From the grower, you go to layer 1. From layer 1, you go to layer 2. Then maybe finally you can go to latter layer, which is the final stage of the feed chain process for the birds.
So where do we see you in the next 10 years? Now you're almost 5 or 5 years on. The next 5 years, making 10 years. Where will you, are we, saying A2 farms the next 10 years?
Okay, the vision is very big, and I would say even in the next 5 years, our CEO is looking at bridging the gap and also making A2 a hub of agriculture, not just poultry. We are even going to bring in cats, fish as fish farming.
Along the line.
Yeah, we are also going to bring in goats and cow and sheep on board, and crop farming is also part of it. And we want to make food very affordable, because that is the area that many are running away. And then biosecurity too is another thing that he's also looking at, bringing all biosecurity inputs, so that people can be rest assured that venturing into poultry or venturing into agriculture space is a place that you can rake in more and then have a field day for you and your family.
So annually, how much do you spend on entire production?
That's a huge money. It's a huge money. Yeah, but just on top of my head, for even a month, you might not spend no less than 4 billion.
4 billion,
Yes,
including
for even
payment of
A2
workers?
farms. Yes, please.
Wow.
Yeah,
Then you get a lot of money.
by God's grace.
Wow, and you are making profits, or you are making losses?
Let me say, we do make little by little because of the cost analysis, but that is why the visioneer wants to make feed very affordable. And as he feeds his own farm, other farmers and other youngsters who want to venture into farming will also have a very affordable feed.
All right, it's a pleasure having you on
Thank
Ghana
you too,
Agri
sir.
Television.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very
You're
much
most
for
welcome.
your time.
Thank you.
Fellows and my favorite viewers and listeners from around the globe, this is Mr. Patrick Brobe, the manager for A2 Farms here at the Adarkwa'S Adesua, and that happens to be your moderator, Richmond Frimpong, your Inspector General of Agriculture. Thank you very much for always watching our episodes and also sharing and also subscribing. We love you. Help us to grow. And at the end of the day, we can go extra mile to bring you all sorts of news within the agriculture sector of the country, Ghana. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
Bye.